Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Linda Susan Ulrich, and my pronouns are they, them. I proudly serve this congregation as its minister, and I'm totally delighted to see so many of you here today, and welcome as well to those of you joining us online. So we often begin our services with a segment known as Loved, living our values every day. This is a chance to let folks know about something going on in the congregation, that it's an expression of our shared values. And for the pastoral care coordinators, if you could kindly join me. Because today the topic is the Pastoral Care Network. And this is the way that all of us care for each other and make our covenant real. The idea is that each person provides at least 2 or 3 acts of pastoral care each year, such as making a phone call, or sending a card, or making a meal for someone who needs it. And some folks will also act as pastoral associates who make visits with people who are isolated or in the hospital or need some ongoing support. If you haven't yet filled out one of the volunteer forms, or if you feel like you need to renew it, you've got this handy-dandy little basket that will be outside after the service. Form is very brief, it just takes a couple minutes, and little check boxes with ways that you feel like you might be able to support pastoral care. Now, to be clear, I'm still very much involved in pastoral care, but this network helps extend the reach of the congregation's care, especially for newcomers who haven't yet formed those circles of friends that are so often and so critical to support. So these are our pastoral care coordinators, who are, by the way, awesome. And each of them has a particular area, I know, yay! Each of them has a particular area that they organize volunteers. So Becky Friedkin has been coordinating meal trains. Mary Losi coordinates the comfort shawls and the baby blankets that people knit or crochet. Lee Powers coordinates cards. Pat Trotta is coordinating the pastoral associates. And Carol Wade, who coordinates phone calls. So can I have a round of applause for them, because they've been doing amazing work. Absolutely. So we are looking for one more person to join the coordinating team to help with coordinating rides or meals, because Becky is going to be moving into other areas of responsibility. So please come to talk to one of us after the service to find out more. And finally, on Saturday, January 21st, from 10 a.m. to noon, I'm going to be offering a workshop on listening skills. It's open to everyone who wants to learn more about this ministry of being, and it's especially encouraged for folks who are interested in becoming pastoral associates. So keep an eye on the newsletter for more details. And as ever, if you are struggling, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can email pastoralcare@usnh.org, or call my cell phone or text me. It's available on the USNH website. You do not have to go through tough times alone. We are here, we are a community, and we are here for you. Thank you, and thank you, my compatriots.
Good morning. My name is David Jones, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm a member of the worship committee, and I'll be your worship associate this morning. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are in your life's journey, you are welcome here. Welcome to the Unitarian Society of New Haven. Welcome to this live and live streaming service. We are a diverse, multi-generational faith community that inspires lives of compassion and generosity, nurtures spiritual growth, cultivates transformative connections, and creates a more just world. This is a congregation that believes Black Lives Matter, that every person has the right to affirm their own gender identity and expression, and that all people are inherently worthy. If you're joining us for the first time, we're so glad you chose to spend this time with us. And the email address of the membership team is membership@usnh.org, and you can visit usnh.org to find out more about us. A few brief announcements. There will be a table in the social hall near the welcome corner for new members to gather after service for coffee and conversation. Grab a seat and get to know each other better. Today is the first session of Naughty Conversations presented by Adult RE and Becky Sandman. Naughty Conversations will meet in the library at noon. Even if you have not signed up, feel free to come and Becky will guide you through the online registration process. The Young Religious Unitarian Universalist, YRUU group, is hosting coffee hour this morning with a bake sale. Items are not individually priced, but at-will donations will be gratefully accepted. Proceeds will help fund their end-of-year trip to Star Island. Ooh, that'll be nice. The Social Justice Council and the New Haven Quaker Meeting are co-sponsoring an event with legendary activist George Lakey at USNH on November 30th. Details are in the newsletter. A reminder that the regifting sale will begin in a few weeks, and there will be a table, I believe, out in the lobby for people to sign up to help sort stuff and for sales. And then finally, a last-minute announcement. Waverly volunteers will be in USNH after services for the next few weeks to collect cash, checks, new scarves, and mittens to help make this a Merry Christmas for the Waverly children. The children will receive the gifts at an outdoor Christmas event held at Waverly. This will be the 29th year of this much-anticipated Christmas tradition. More information can be found in the newsletter or at waverly@usnh.com. Oh, sorry, .org. It says .com here. All right, thank you for that catch. That's waverly@usnh.org. If you are here in person, please silence your devices and make sure that you wear your face mask over your mouth and nose so that we can protect the most vulnerable amongst us. This morning's service is about family. This includes the family we are born with, as well as the family we choose in our lives. We'll be looking at family from several different angles. Now settle in, take a relaxing breath, and let us worship together.
Good morning, my name is Jesse Grice, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Education. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And we begin our worship this morning with a call to everyone to come around our family table here at USNH. This is a poem by Maya Angelou called Human Family. I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious. Some thrive on comedy. Some declare their lives are lived as true profundity, and others claim they really live the real reality. The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight. Brown and pink and beige and purple, tan and blue and white. I've sailed upon the 7 seas and stopped in every land. I've seen the wonders of the world, not yet one common man. I know 10,000 women called Jane and Mary Jane, but I've not seen any two who really were the same. Mirror twins are different, although their features jibe. And lovers think quite different thoughts while lying side by side. We love and lose in China. We weep on England's moors and laugh and moan in Guinea and thrive on Spanish shores. We seek success in Finland, are born and die in Maine. In minor ways we differ. In major we're the same. I note the obvious differences between each sort and type, but we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. I invite the Pelkey family to come forward and light our chalice this morning. And as they do so, offer these words. Today, may our chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism, be a beacon, an invitation, an open call to you. You are welcomed into this sacred space as beloved family, to gather at our table of possibility and inquiry, to nourish your mind and spirit. The flame beckons. Shall we answer?
Covenant lies at the center of how Unitarian Universalists gather in community. We are not united by a single set of beliefs, but by the promises we make about how we will be together, how we will treat each other, and how we will seek to mend relationships when we fall short of our aspirations. For a while now, we've recited our covenant in a way that gives an overview of everything that we promise to each other. And more recently, though, we've focused on one element in its entirety. Today, we'll speak aloud our promise to listen deeply. Please join me in reciting the words that appear in your order of service or in the chat on the live stream. Together, let us say, we covenant together to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness, and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. To this end, we will strive in part to listen deeply and honor others with our full attention, seeking to understand and assuming good intentions.
Good morning. My name is Lily Forbush, and my pronouns are she and her. I invite you to rise in body, in spirit, in all the ways that we do, and join me in singing hymn number 93, Mercy, Pity, Peace, and Love.
As we begin this morning's exploration of the ever-evolving nature of family, I offer a story. This story is called Can't see the forest for the family trees. The students sat at their desks as the teacher passed out the day's assignment. You're going to fill out these family trees, the teacher said, and each student received an identical blank black and white image of a tree with a single sturdy trunk and neatly symmetrical spaces, one for me, one for father, one for mother, sister, brother, grandparents, etc. The students took out their crayons and pencils and they got to work. But it wasn't long before one student raised their hand. I need a different tree, the student said. I have a dad and a papa, and there's no space on this tree for papa. At that, another student raised their hand. What do I do if I have a mom and no dad? Do I just leave this dad space blank? Sure, said the teacher. The students thought for a minute. Well, you know, my mom's best friend, she used to be known as Anne, but that's her dead name. She just transitioned and she's now Andy. Andy is kind of like my dad. Can I put him in the dad space? Before the teacher could answer, another hand shot up. I live with my grandma and her adopted sisters. Can I get a new tree for that? The teacher sat back a moment. Clearly the tree that had been precisely photostatically copied 25 times was not going to work. Using every bit of pedagogical skill, the teacher began to think of ways to reshape and save the lesson. Another hand came up. I need one of those trees, you know, the ones that split at the base and has like 3 different trunks? Well, I need a tree with lots of cousin branches. I have tons of cousins. In fact, 4 of them are in this class, said another student. And several of the students started pointing and winking at each other. Thankfully, the teacher noticed that it was now time for art class. The unfilled tree dittos were collected, left on the teacher's desk, and the class moved on. The art teacher, as she was welcoming them into class, noticed the perplexed look on the teacher's face when they arrived. The teacher explained about the class project and how it had failed miserably. I think I have an idea, the art teacher said. You know art teachers. And the art teacher casually tossed her own lesson plan aside. She led the class outside, each student wielding colored pencils, a blank page, and a little portable easel. They walked out into the stand of woods that was just north of Southside Elementary School. Okay, in art class today, we are going to each seek out and find our unique individual family tree. And we'll draw it so that we can fill it in the way it needs to be filled in for each of you, the art teacher said. The classroom teacher sighed a deep sigh of relief and decided to stay and participate as well. And they settled near an old oak tree, one of those ones whose branches and leaves seemed to hold the faces of everyone that she held dear. One by one, the students found unique trees that more or less matched their unique lives. And they sat down and began to work. By the end of class, a mural was created out of all the different family trees. There were 1 or 2 that looked remarkably like the original tree that the teacher had handed out. There was a tree that had all of its branches stretching out to one side so that it looked like it had been shaped by prevailing wind. There was a tree whose roots were deeper and wider than its branches. There were trees whose roots intertwined with other trees' roots. There were oaks, maples, dogwoods, elms, and Norway spruce. One student even had an open patch populated only by mushrooms. My family is more fungi than anything else, he explained. We're colorful and quick to fly on the breeze, but then again, we're all connected underground. The mural wound up on display in a special waterproof case on the north-facing wall of Southside School. When you stood back and looked at the way each tree was connected to every other tree, the way that they fed each other and co-created shade even as they reached collectively for the sun, the title of the mural came into clear focus. Beneath the art, on a carved plaque, were the words, "Family trees growing together in a family forest."
In this spiritual community, we remind ourselves each week that joy and woe are woven fine. Some of us bear burdens made lighter as others help us carry it. Some of us hold joys that shine more brightly as others reflect our delight. Jason Kyle asked to share a joy. We had 23 people of all ages join in the fall cleanup yesterday. We accomplished so much together, all coordinated by Shirley Dion and Jerry Klepper. Where are you? They're right here, folks. There they are, our coordinators. Thank you very much. Our property looks amazing, and thanks to all that came and assisted. We're saddened to share that Leslie Wilson passed away on Monday, November 7th, 2022. Leslie had been very active in the choir, USNH stage productions, and served USNH as treasurer as well as in other activities. Today is Transgender Day of Remembrance and Resilience. We hold with love all those affected by the shooting at Club Q, an LGBTQ+ nightclub in Colorado Springs yesterday. Our thoughts go especially to the loved ones of the 5 people who were killed and the 18 who were injured. Remember our indigenous siblings for whom Thanksgiving is a day of sorrow. Let's take together a moment to bear witness to all that people of this congregation are holding in their hearts.
So we've heard that family is a forest. And a forest does not consist of identical trees. They're not all the same height. Their branches, roots, and leaves spread and unfurl in elegantly different ways. Many of us are preparing to gather this holiday season with people we love, some of whom we consider family. And like a forest, how we define family is ever changing, ever growing. This family forest can provide sustenance, especially if we open ourselves to its mystery and diversity, if we adapt what we hope to find when we move down its leaf-littered pathways. So each of you received an insert with your order of service this morning. Looks something like this. Does anybody need one? Couple, there's some back there as well. So while Jesse is passing those out, on one side it says, is the question, who is family? Now on that side, we invite you to write or draw as you're so moved. Those who come to mind right now when you think of the word family. Maybe for you, that word encompasses people beyond typical definitions. Maybe the typical definitions don't apply at all. This activity is for you, so there are no right or wrong answers. There are a couple more. So down here and over here. Oh, and back. So there are 2 back there. 3 back there. Excellent. I think we've got everyone now. Thank you. So the first side is who is family. The other side is who could be family. On this side of the paper, we ask you to move beyond the folks who first popped to mind, to imagine who might be family if the conditions presented themselves. This side of the paper is for dreams, visions, and lofty goals. We also invite children, young people, and even a few older congregants, if you're so moved, to go to the tables at the back of the sanctuary and start filling in our USNH Family Forest mural. So you're welcome to go back and gather where Jesse is helpfully pointing. There are crayons, I believe, and other colorful devices. All are welcome back there. All right. So, as we share silence together, let us begin to fill in both sides of the paper. And of course, feel free to keep writing or drawing even after Bill plays us out of the silence in a few minutes. So please, reflect and then write.
Every week, we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this congregation. Our community continues, and the need for this ongoing support continues as well. While the music plays, I urge you to consider navigating to the usnh.org website and making a donation. Donations can also be sent by U.S. mail to the Unitarian Society of New Haven, 700 Hartford Turnpike, Hamden, Connecticut, 06517. Those here in person can make donations on their way out of the sanctuary at the end of the service. The offering will now be gratefully received.
A look, a glance, a meeting by chance, a word, a thought, a feeling we've sought. A house is a house, a home can roam. A stranger just might be a friend unknown. If I draw the circle wide, there'll be room enough inside. If I draw the circle wide, there'll be room enough. You could be my mother, brother, sibling, or lover, father, elder, or friend. If we choose to move in love, put no one else above, there's no telling any of this will end. You could be just a love away from being in my family. You could be just a hug away from being in my family. You could be just a kindness away from being in my family. You could be just a smile away from being in my family. A house is a house, a home can roam. A stranger just might be a friend unknown. If I draw the circle wide, there'll be room enough inside. If I draw the circle wide, there'll be room enough. Try singing with me this little chorus. You could be just a love away, being in my family. You could be just a hug away, being in my family. You could be just a kindness away, being in my family. You could be just a smile away, being in my family. You could be just a love away, being in my family. You could be just a hug away, being in my family. You could be just a kindness away, being in my family. You could be just a smile away, being in my family. Being in my family. Being in my family.
As we stretch and wrap our minds around new and exciting ideas about who is family and who could be family, we offer this poem called Under the Table by Peggy Frazan. Family gathers round the table, set with turkey, yams, and dressing, holding hands and bowing heads, giving thanks for every blessing. Platters steaming, bowls are brimming, dishes circle like a wreath. Though the tabletop is tempting, I'm drawn to something underneath. At my feet I feel a tapping, a paw that tells me someone's there. Perhaps he's hoping for a morsel, but instead I say a prayer. Oh, thank God for furry paws that sweetly nudge and jump and run. Thanks for the tail that wags unceasingly, never done. For ears that hear me drawing near, for the nose so cold and wet, the fur so soft unless it rains, that's comfort, warm and comforting to pet. For eyes and tail that show his feelings and a gaze I never tire of. The tongue that kisses sloppily, the faithful heart so full of love. Thanksgiving is a time of year, acknowledgments abound. Appreciation multiplies for loved ones all around. So I'm thankful for friends and family, and each gift that shall enable the gratitude of loyal pets who wait beside me 'neath the table.
Pokeberries by Ruth Stone. I started out in the Virginia mountains with my grandma's pansy bed and my Aunt Maud's dandelion wine. We live on greens and back fat and biscuits. My Aunt Maud scrubbed right through the linoleum. My daddy was a northerner who played drums and chewed tobacco and gambled. He married my mama on the rebound. Who would want an ignorant hill girl with red hair? They took a Pullman up to Indianapolis, and someone stole my daddy's wallet. My whole life has been stained with pokeberries. No man seemed right for me. I was awkward until I found a good wood-burning stove. There is no use asking what it means. I thought that was funny. With my first piece of ready cash, I bought my own place in Vermont, Kerosene Lamps Dirt Road. I'm sticking here like a porcupine up a tree. Like the one our neighbor shot, its bones and skins hung there for 3 years in the orchard. No amount of knowledge can shake my grandma out of me, or my Aunt Maud, or my mama, who didn't just bite an apple with her big white teeth. She split it in two.
Gloria, 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 in excelsis. Gloria, 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 in excelsis. We sing with one heart and we sing with one voice. Together we sing of this song.
Good morning. I'm going to read a poem to you called I Invite My Parents to a Dinner Party by Chen Chen. In the invitation, I tell them for the 17th time, fourth in writing, that I am gay. In the invitation, I include a picture of my boyfriend and write, you've met him 2 times, but this time you will ask him things other than pass the whatever. You will ask him about him. You will enjoy dinner. You will be enjoyable. Please RSVP. They RSVP. They come. They sit at the table and ask my boyfriend the first conversation starters I slip for them upon arrival. How is work going? I'm like the kid in Home Alone, orchestrating every movement of a proper family, as if a pair of scary yet deeply incompetent burglars is watching them from outside. My boyfriend responds in his chipper way. I pass my bowl of fishball soup. So comforting, isn't it? My mother smiles her best, sitting with her son's boyfriend. Sitting with her son's boyfriend, who is a boy. Smile. I smile for my hurrah. Doing better, a little bit better. Everyone eats soup. And then my mother turns to me, whispering in Mandarin, is he coming with you to Thanksgiving? My good friend is coming, and she wouldn't like this. I'm the kid in Home Alone, pulling on the strings that makes my cardboard mother more motherly, except she's not cardboard. She's already exceedingly my mother. Waiting for an answer. While my father opens up a Boston Globe, when the invitation clearly stated, no security blankets. I'm like the kid in Home Alone, except the home is my apartment and I'm much older and not alone. And not the one who needs to learn. Has to remind me, what's in that recipe again, my boyfriend says to my mother, as if they've always talked so easily. And though no one has told him many times what a nonlinear slapstick meets slasher flick meets psychological pit he is now co-starring in, remind me, he says, to our family. Thank you.
Hairs by Sandra Cisneros. Everybody in our family has different hair. My papa's hair is like a broom, all up in the air. And me, my hair is lazy. It never obeys barrettes or bands. Carlos's hair is thick and straight. He doesn't need to comb it. Nenny's hair is slippery, slides out of your hand. And Kiki, who's youngest, has hair like fur. But my mother's hair, like little rosettes, like little candy circles, all curly because she pinned it in curls all day. Sweet to put your nose into when she is holding you and you feel safe. Is the warm smell of bread before you bake it. Is the smell when she makes room for you on her side of the bed still warm with her skin and you sleep near her, the rain outside falling and Papa snoring, the snoring, the rain, and Mama's hair that smells like bread.
So I invite you to rise in body and spirit all the ways that we do, and join me in singing hymn number 1054 in the turquoise hymnal, Let This Be a Home of Peace.
As we extinguish the chalice, please join me in reading. We extinguish this flame, but not the light, the warmth of community or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Rebecca Parker reminds us, there is a love holding me, there is a love holding you, there is a love holding all. May we rest in this love, my friends. Let us be as family. And as we leave this sanctuary, may we find ourselves held by love. Feel free, of course, to leave your half-sheet reflections on the tables at the back of the sanctuary, and I will add them this week to our mural that our children started during the service. Go in peace, my friends. Go in love, my family.